When our hearts turn to our ancestors, something changes inside us. We feel part of something greater than ourselves. The story behind the Rafter O brand began long before my farm, out on the open Panhandle plains, where wind met grit and hard work carved a name worth keeping. This story is about one man and one brand. This is the Rafter O history, narrated by Carrie O'Neill. My great-grandfather, C.T. O'Neill, left behind more than a brand. He left a legacy. Forged in dust and determination, the Rafter O stands for the courage to build, the heart to endure, and the faith to carry on. It's a piece of the past that still rides with us today. Before there was a brand, there was a man with a story, one that began under the Louisiana pines and stretched clear across the open plains of Texas. From the piney woods of Sabine Parish to the red dirt of Oklahoma and on into the Texas Panhandle, CT followed the call of the open country. Each mile west shaped his story, his family, and the brand that would carry his name for generations. CT was born in 1880 in Sabine Parish, Louisiana, one of 10 children raised in those piney woods. His father, David Wynn O'Neill, was a Confederate soldier in Company A of the 16th Louisiana Regiment and fought in the battles of Shiloh and Perryville in the Civil War before returning home to build a life from the land. Hard work and resilience ran deep in the family, traits that shaped CT's character long before he ever set foot on Texas soil. In the early 1900s, CT left the pine forest of Louisiana and made his way west to Oklahoma Territory. There he met Mary, the woman who would become his partner in both life and frontier living. Their marriage marked the beginning of a new journey, one that would soon carry the O'Neill name and the Rafter O brand into Texas. The Panhandle was wild country, windy, raw, and endless. Here, CT found his calling, working cattle beneath a boundless sky and carving out a life with steady hands and quiet determination. It was on this rugged ground that the Rafter O brand was born, a simple mark that told a story of hard work, long days, and a few tall tales. As family legend goes, he wasn't always branding only his own cattle, but those details are a little hazy and probably best left that way. Whether ranch hand, wrestler, or a bit of both, CT built a name that still stands for perseverance, good humor, and the kind of backbone it takes to make a life on the land. A brand is more than a mark. It's a promise kept over time. Our brand is clean and bold. The Rafter O, a simple rafter resting above an O, represents more than a name. It stands for the bond between land, livestock, and family, a promise of care, quality, and enduring spirit. Our family still holds the original Rafter O brand, pictured here. A piece of history that reminds us where the story began and how it still lives on today. By 1907, the wild trails began to settle into something steadier. CT traded open range for homestead life, putting down roots. Life in Wheeler County was never easy, but it was full. CT and Mary raised 6 children under the wide Texas sky, where every sunrise brought work to be done and every sunset brought family around the table. It was in that rhythm of labor and love that the Rafter O legacy took root. This photo shows CT and Mary's first 2 children, my grandfather, Curtis Willie, or Pawpaw to us grandkids, with his sister, Wilma. As time moved on, the O'Neills faced dust storms, droughts, and the changing world around them. Yet through it all, their faith and family soften the hard edges of the plains. A strong family makes the hard land softer. Here are 3 generations of O'Neills, my father and his sisters, my pawpaw and CT, Papa O'Neill as they call him. They are the family who keep this story alive. Each generation has weathered its own storms, yet the same values remain: belief in something greater, loyalty to family, and the determination to keep going. The land may change, but the O'Neill heart endures in us all. CT and Mary lived long enough to see windmills replace water wagons and pickups replace ponies. They spent their final years in Shamrock, Texas, where the trail finally came to rest for them both. But their story didn't end there. The values they lived by, faith, family, and honest work, kept writing, passed down through children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren who still carry the Rafter O spirit today. The trail that began in the Panhandle now winds through the Texas Hill Country. Here, the Rafter O carries on, not with cattle, but with the same spirit of purpose and pride. Our Mini Nubian Dairy Goats and Kangal Livestock Guardians are raised with the same care, grit, and dedication that have guided our family for generations. The work looks different now, but the heart behind it remains the same. I carry forward the legacy of CT O'Neill with pride and gratitude. His strength, faith, and love for the land still guide me today. Through every season and every life touched by the Rafter O, his story lives on. Today, the Rafter O still rides, no longer across cattle pastures, but through generations here at home. It stands for quality animals, honest work, and a promise to keep doing things right. The same determination and humor that define CT O'Neill still shape every day, every birth, and every moment under this brand. The story doesn't end here. It continues with every goat born, every guardian keeping watch, and every heart that carries the Rafter O name. Let us not only remember the past and its required sacrifice, let us also remember that we are responsible to build a legacy for the generations which follow us.